Any artist that is in pursuit of a career is facing fear, obsessive self-judgment, mental and emotional barriers. My name is Luther Mallory. This is the State of the Artist podcast. State of the Artist episode 2 is about fans, and fans comes with a ton of expectation because fans is the thing that we are collecting in order to get successful. Fans is the currency for us. So in this episode, to break down the behavior of fans is going to allow us some insight into what we might be looking for out of fans of our own. So in 2003, a friend of mine talked to me for like 12 full minutes about a band called Kings of Leon. And he was like passionate as fuck. Like he was like, I've seen them 3 times. I met the manager's sister once. The singer said I had a cool shirt. Drummer's the best in the world, etc., etc. To the point where internally I was like, Jesus, man, you love Kings of Leon. And he was invested. Flash forward 5 years, 2008, and Kings of Leon released that record with Sex on Fire and Use Somebody on it. And they become the biggest band on the planet for 2 years. And during the height of their stardom, I saw my friend again and I said, Kings of Leon, dude, biggest fucking band on the planet. How do you feel? And he was like, I don't like them anymore. And I was like, what? Your favorite band? And he was like, yeah, I don't like them anymore. Why, dude? And he was like, I just don't like them. And I was bewildered. And I thought to myself, what happened there? And so what happened is Kings of Leon got incredibly successful. That's all that happened to Kings of Leon. But what happened to him? What happens to a fan like that? So let's look at fan behavior. How do you get a fan? What's the trajectory of this? Okay, follow me here for a second. So if you're good at your art and you present it and you share it, over time, you're going to make fans. Over time, you keep releasing music and people come in and go, oh, I like that, and they're going to become fans. Some of those fans will be super invested in you, to the point where my friend was invested in Kings of Leon. Some of those people, a small percentage, are going to care deeper than the song. And they're going to go, who sings it, who plays the drums, who produced it, and get deeper into the idea. Some of those people are going to do that. And we'll call those fans active fans because they care deeper than just the song. So what happens when you're starting out is you're doing these local things, right? Like you're releasing music on the internet, sure, but if you're playing live or something, it's local. And if somebody comes to that, they're an active fan because you don't go to an artist's show unless you care about them. You're not going to actually travel somewhere unless you're a little bit invested. So those are active fans. And as time goes on, you collect more active fans, people that dig it genuinely. And if you're good, over time you collect 200. And then you're playing for 400 people in a small club in your town. And at some point you hit 1,000 active fans, one at a time, coming in over time, until you have 1,000 people who care deeply. Then what happens is really interesting. Having that small but dedicated fan base of 1,000 people talking about it gets you attention finally from people outside of being fans, people that are business savvy who go, ooh, there's a lot of consumer eyes on this thing. This artist is able to get this much attention. That's interesting. So then something like the radio comes in and goes, hey. And you go, what's up? And they go, we can actually take the thing you're doing right now that we see as valuable and blast it to 1 million more people. Would you like that? And you go, yeah, that sounds awesome. It's exactly what we've been talking about in the van for 6 years. Yes. And so the radio plays Kings of Leon's Sex on Fire, and a beautiful and tragic thing happens. The beautiful thing is they reach 1 million more people. And the tragic thing always happens in this situation is those million more people don't care as deeply as these people here, the first 1,000. Because they're only hearing your song on the radio. I love Sex on Fire. Okay, but they're brushing their teeth and making coffee to your song. These people cared. And these people, we'll call them passive fans, don't care the same way. And the real tragedy in that situation is what happened to my friend. Why did he dislike Kings of Leon in 2008 when they were at the height of their stardom? Because the people that were here then and cared resent these people because they don't care as much. So if you saw a conversation between a passive Kings of Leon fan and my friend, it would go, I love Kings of Leon. My friend goes, dude, you have no fucking clue about Kings of Leon. I love Kings of Leon. I was there. This guy goes, I love Sex on Fire and Use Somebody. It's fucking great. It's my favorite band right now. And this guy goes, fuck you, dude. That's such bullshit. You don't know anything about this. And you're just on the bandwagon. And the active fan dismisses the whole band. They cancel the band. This happens all the time. And they go, I don't like Kings of Leon anymore because I don't want to be mistaken for a passive fan. When somebody goes, who's your favorite band? And I go, Kings of Leon. And they go, oh yeah, everybody likes Kings of Leon. And he's like, no, I do. I always did. I'm not one of these guys. And so they reject the whole band. So what happens to Kings of Leon is they get a ton more passive fans, millions and millions and millions and millions. And then they do that for a bit. And then it seems like they held on to their 10% of active fans from those passives, and now they play for them. So the mistake that us artists make is we target the most. We target at the beginning the passive fans. The most. We do the same thing on social media. We want the most. But lots isn't as good as quality a little amount. Right? More is not better. And so if you're targeting the most to like you on a surface level, we just want to get a radio hit and be blasted off to these people. These people are not there for you. These people are there for the moment in time where the radio is feeding them the thing that they're listening to. And the next moment, you'll be gone. So targeting the most is dangerous. Targeting the small actives. There's that book, 1,000 True Fans by... I've got to get this right because it's rude. By Kevin Kelly. 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly, and the concept is simple. If you could get 1,000 people to pay $100 a year on your art, you'd have $100,000 a year, and you'd have yourself a career. Those 1,000 true fans are active fans, and that's who you target. If you blow up and you become the property of the passive music listening audience of the world, great. That's massive success and super, super cool. But it's always going to be at the beginning, starting with those true fans, those active fans, one at a time. And how you take care of those people at the beginning of your careers. Every DM that you get when you release a song from somebody going, hey man, heard your song, sounds awesome. Even that, you go, that's a miracle. That person does not know me personally, is not related to my family, and liked my brain's gibberish enough to direct message me and go, really cool, bro. And you go, that's insane. And with that person, you go, that's an active fan, and you make them know that you care so deeply that they care about your art. You do that over and over again as these active fans come in. Don't target the passives. Target the actives. State of the Artist, Episode 2. Episode Goo.
Yeah, that one was really good.